Morning everyone. So just at breakfast, day 3, last day of all the events. So breakfast is a little bit different today, but only a tiny bit. So I still have my 4 eggs and I've run out of gluten-free bread. So I'm having oats with lots of nuts, blueberries, and this woman at the centre, she's got her own kind of like nut food store, and she gave us like a tub of mixed nut butter, and I've got it in here and it actually tastes phenomenal. So breakfast is eggs and literally my homemade hotel oats, should we say. So I'm going to dig into this. I've already done some mobility this morning, which I filmed for you already, and we're probably going to head to the venue, and I really need to make sure that I get mobile for event 1 because it has pistol squats in it and my legs and hips are not feeling great. So yeah, anyway, I will see you there.
Back at the event for the last day. So what I like to do when I turn up is kind of see the events that are going on before me, so I can get familiar with how the judges are being with the athletes on the floor, like the technique. When you come to a competition, obviously you know the movements, so you know what you need to perform, but sometimes it's really good to watch the workouts that are currently going on the floor, because it gives you a mindset of maybe, oh, look how that person is doing it. Not change your technique, but maybe think to yourself, that might save me some energy, it might save me some time, or it looks a bit more efficient than what you've been doing. So I wouldn't say like to change it, but to pick up techniques and pick up, you know, habits that maybe you could transfer into your own race. So that's why I like to turn up, kind of stand here at the barrier and watch what's going on and soak in the event. So I'm about to go to warm up. This one is really important that I really open up the hips, mobilize my ankles and my knees, because it's a lot of single leg squats, but I'm not going to attempt too many so that I fatigue myself. I just really need to make sure that I'm mobilized, I'm warm, and I will probably just have, again, some dates and some water before I come onto the floor myself. So just touching base on yesterday's event, when we believe the judge may have not pressed the timer on the right point when I'd finished the line. However, we did appeal it, but we took the time ourselves to sit down yesterday and look at the live stream footage. And we believe what happened is when the judge had pressed the button, there was a delay from her device going to the main screen. And that's why I couldn't see my time when I had finished. But the judge did press the time correctly. I just think it's important that, you know, when you've been training so hard for these competitions, you come out here, you're on the floor, you give it your whole effort. It is important that if you think there may be a small, you know, error or time difference, it's always good to check, because, you know, you've worked so hard for this event, and if there's a discrepancy or there's not, there's no harm in asking. But we did confirm that I did finish at the right time. It takes your breath away. It's harder than handstand walk. So they've changed it. It was a handstand walk, but they've changed it to a bear walk. It's actually harder, but we'll see. Just finished event 1 of day 3. It went well, apart from when my hands got sweaty and the bar was really slippery. I tried to chalk it up, but I don't think my grips are supposed to have chalk on them. But that was quite a hard event. I think there's only 10 people in my category that got through the time cap. I didn't make the time cap, but I did good. My pistol squats ended up being okay. The wrong leg was better than the right leg, oddly, but my judge no-repped me about 10 times. I couldn't understand why, but it's done now. I'm gonna have a isoclear and creatine, had some dried fruit and nuts. We're gonna go back to the hotel, have something to eat, and then I'm not back on till 5:30 this evening. And this is like a sprint finisher, so it's like devil presses, chest to bar, and then overhead lunges, which I absolutely love. So gonna go back. I think I'm sitting around 17th on the leaderboard out of 90. I would like to be in top 10, but do you know what? I'm really proud, you know, that I'm here. I'm proud that I'm part of the competition, and yeah, one more to go. If I hold that spot, then I'll be happy. So me and Alex are just walking to get a coffee before the second event because I've got another 4 hours. And if you've watched my Athens qualifiers video, I think I put it in there, you would have all known that I got shat on. I don't know if I can say that. Pooped on by a bird on my head one day when I left the gym. I think it was my qualifiers, or it might have been the last time, the time before that I went to Cyprus, and basically a Cypriot bird just shat on my head, pooed on my head, and was just walking down the road, and I got shat on again by a Cypriot bird, or Greek bird. So I don't know what it is. Maybe the Greek birds, that's their way of showing me love and support. What do you think? Huh? I'm just, maybe it's luck for the last event, who knows? Okay, we are finally here for the last event of the 3 days. I'm feeling confident, but I'm also feeling fatigued and tired now. The pistol squats have kind of hurt my knee a little bit. So I did some mobilizing back at the hotel. Done so much mobility over these 3 days, probably more than I have done in a lifetime, which is not a good thing, but it's going to be something that I'm definitely going to be consistent with. So I had 2 meals before I come here. I'm now going to go warm up, have my electrolytes, have some more dates, make sure I get my isoclear ready for after. But the game plan for this is literally to go full throttle, because it's literally a 6-minute time cap. So it's devil presses into chest to bar, and then a overhead lunge to the finish line. So it literally is going to be like a quick adrenaline rush, and I really need to get my head in the game for this last one. If I want to kind of push myself back up the leaderboard, I really need to focus on just getting my mindset in the game and just looking forward and going for the full 6 minutes. But let's see how it goes. Okay, that is all 3 days done, all 7 events finished. The last one, I'm not going to lie, didn't go to plan. I actually felt it went terrible, but instead of being disheartened about it, I just need to know what I need to work on, and this competition has really helped me see what my weaknesses are, and you know, things that I know that I now need to learn and improve on in training. So the thing is with CrossFit is when you enter a competition, it's literally all ages. So they don't do categories for age groups or anything like that. It's literally you're all in the same category, depending on your skill level, depending on, you know, what movements you can and can't do. And this event was very skill based, which isn't really my strengths. However, it's something that I need to work on, and instead of walking away and being like it's demotivated me, it's something that I don't want to do anymore. I'm going to learn from this and know what I need to improve on, and
learn what I can now make better in training. And if anything, it's fueled my fire to do that. And I think what you need to remember with CrossFit is, like other sports, when you train, you know what you're training for. If you're running for a marathon, you've got to hit certain intervals or in certain splits. But with CrossFit, there's so many different techniques, so many different movements, so many standards that you need to learn, from gymnastics to strength to Olympic lifting to endurance to learning all the erg machines, building your base. And when you go to a competition, you never know what's going to be in the workout, and that's why it is very multi-skilled, CrossFit, and it's not easy. And I am going to say that it's not, but do you know what? It's a great sport, and it keeps me motivated. It keeps me driven, and it's definitely given me an insight into which areas I know I now need to work on, and I'm ready for that. And I really appreciate all of your support, and although I feel disheartened with where I placed overall, I think I also need to be proud of my achievements and where I finished, because 2 years ago there's no way I would have been on that floor with the way I was malnourished and everything like that. I've come a long way, and I need to remember that this is a huge achievement for me, and I should be proud of where I finished. And come in top 20 out of 90 athletes that qualified, but 200 and 300 athletes entered the qualifiers, but 90 got through, and I came top 20. I need to be proud of that, and that's what I'm going to hold my head high with. So I really appreciate all of you that have been on this journey with me from last year with qualifiers to now, and I do have another competition lined up next week, and also one for in the winter, which I will reveal shortly. So yeah, that is something now that I know I can improve on certain things before we get there. So I'm happy, I'm tired, but it's really fueled my fire to, if anything, it's make the journey more interesting. So yeah, that's how I'm going to leave it with that.